Hi guys, Kaza here. Welcome back. We're back with more Men of Yoshiwara Ohgiya with Utsusemi. We're on chapter 6. Yay! The chapter is called Wilds, and let's get going and figure out why it's named what it is. So let's get going. A few days after Ohgiya had visited the shop, I finally had a chance to go to Yoshiwara. Utsusemi. I wonder what he's been doing since that rumor started circulating. I peered out in the vermilion glow of the red light district. The bright lights of the city were particularly dazzling tonight. When I got to the tea house, I was told Utsusemi was already there. In other words, Utsusemi was with a client tonight, other than me. I stood there for a while, feeling melancholy, when... "Are you Miss Kitsune?" "What is it?" A courtesan of 16 or 17 years old called out to me. "I've been told to take you to the banquet hall if you were to come here. Please, come this way." Okay. What was going on? I was a little astonished as I followed him into the tatami room. Stumbling over that word. But not a moment later, all my doubts was washed away in an instant. The doors slowly slid open, and on the other side was... "Oh, Kaza, you're finally here." "Huh?" Yoko's coaxing voice rang out, sounding boastful. But what's more, what caught my eye was... Utsusemi? What's going on? The man Yoko was leaning suggestively against was Utsusemi himself. "You're so tense, Kaze. Whatever happened?" Yoko's finger lightly touched Utsusemi's face. Her nails were painted a bright red. The way she acted, purposefully showing off, was disgusting. What's going on here? Utsusemi? As my feet grew unsteady, I said his name again. Byoko spoke in his place. "Bitch, I thought we were friends. While you were away, we met 3 times and got married." "Huh?" "You're awfully slow. Don't you get it yet? I plan to be loved by Utsusemi all night again tonight." "This is a joke, right?" My voice was strained and hoarse. I sounded just like an old woman. "Utsusemi, it's a joke, right?" "This does not look promising at all, does it?" He wouldn't look at me. Why? Why? "Please, I want you to look at me and tell me the truth. If you don't, does it mean it's true?" How awful! This child has been completely tricked by the wiles of a courtesan. Pathetic! You haven't even realized that Semi's just a business partner. That can't be. Well, Semi, say something. I don't think he's gonna say anything, is he? Utsusemi just kept his head down. His hand in the vermilion decanter was trembling slightly. I said, "Aren't you going to deny it? Some kind of mistake? Trick me? Aren't you going to deny it?" Well, his eyes opened at least. Utsusemi raised his head ever so slightly. His expression was so stiff. He looked like a completely different person. Yoko watched our exchange and scolded. "Geez, Kaze, I didn't know you could be so cruel. You're causing a lot of trouble for Utsusemi." "You're calling me cruel?" "Oh no, she's getting upset." Her despairingly happy voice rang out through the tatami room. Why? The only thoughts in my mind are questions. Why is Yoko even on this island? What in the world happened while I was away from the pleasure district? I don't want to be here. Wow, shit went down. My friend's mean. "Kaze!" Semi's voice came to me from behind. My feet were already running, and I couldn't look back at his face. After that, days passed without me going to Yoshiwara. I passed the days in silence, trying not to think about what had happened. But While you were away, we met 3 times and got married. I plan on being loved by Utsusemi all night again tonight. That night, I lay in my bed and remembered that evening. Whatever I did, the inside of my stomach roiled and a dark shadow grew over my heart. No. Did Utsusemi really love Yoko? Did she really lay beneath those arms and receive his love? Just like me? No. Worse, did she do things I hadn't even done yet? No. Ugly feelings seeped into my heart. I closed my eyes as if to run from those emotions. And like that, time passed. One day, I was in the shop as per my mother's instructions. Miss, a letter has come for you. Who's it from? I wordlessly took the sealed letter and read the name. Ohgiya. Utsusemi. I immediately ran out of the store and opened the letter. For some reason, I didn't want to read it in front of Musashi, who knew me so well. The letter had been written with a brush, and all the inside was, I want to talk with you. That was all that was written. I unconsciously pressed the letter to my chest. The flames of that memory burned in my heart. I went to Yoshiwara the moment the shop was closed. I spoke to the receptionist at the tea house and waited to be taken to Ohgiya. I knew it was convention, but that time of waiting never ceased to be frustrating. Someone finally came to greet me and we went to Ohgiya together. Secretly, my heart was rejoicing. When I was brought to Utsusemi's room, a strange scent, like sandalwood or musk, tickled my nose. It smelled sickly sweet to me. It was a smell that would wrap you up in a languid sense of euphoria if you breathed it in. Utsusemi? Are you here? I looked around after the servant left, but the room's master was absent. My heart beat a little faster. I astonishedly stared at the entrance to the room. Okay. Utsusemi! The curtain opened and there was Utsusemi, and bowing with his head held low. I bid you welcome. Please, enough with formality already. The thing you want to talk to me about is about the other night's banquet. Kaze. Oh. He reached out his finger without answering my question. For some reason, his face had a particular sharp charm tonight. My heart was beating so fast, unnaturally so. Feeling a strange sense that something was off before I knew it, I was stepping backwards. Are you trying to run away? I'm not running away. Then why are you pulling away from me? You came here of your own volition. His chest drew up in front of my eyes, and my back was pressed against the door. A large, manly hand caught hold of my arms. They were so strong and warm. My chest was still strangely aflutter. I was drenched with sweat, and my head was fuzzy, as if I had a fever. Utsusemi? Yes, I'm here, right in front of you. Why did you call me here? Indeed, I was the one who called you here. Here to the pleasure quarters for whispered intimacies of a single night and secret love. His voice whispered in my ear was so low it made me shiver. What are you trying to say? I'm seducing you. Huh? A gentle sigh brushed against my cheek. Kaze. Utsusemi! A chill ran down my spine and I blinked. My mind was going numb. For some reason, the pit of my stomach became hot, despite my will. Please, don't touch me. That is a request I cannot fulfill, Kaze. Utsusemi narrowed his eyes and smiled. Something wasn't right. Did this man who tried to captivate my heart not used to look more directly into my eyes? No sooner had I felt the strength of his arms growing suddenly stronger around me than his thin lips grazed my cheek, then moved to my ear. You really did want me to make love to you as a woman, didn't you? Crash. My vision lurched and the screen door fell to the ground with a crash. Please, stop! Utsusemi! What do you mean? We're married, aren't we? I was pushed by his large body and pressed onto the floor. And above me... Oh, yeah, you wasn't talking about that rough part. Utsusemi's eyes were so vacant as they looked down at me that I shuddered. No! I'm scared. This isn't Utsusemi I know. That man, the man considerate of my inexperience who had snuggled up close to me? Where has he gone? Utsusemi, let go of me. What's gotten into you? Shut up. How dare you? My eyes widened with disbelief at his words. Women really do complain too much. They all push their own feelings onto everyone, only thinking of themselves. Huh? What are you talking about? They're selfish, saying whatever they want, confusing my heart even more. They're playing with me just as much as I ever would with them. For an instant, I thought I saw his eyes darken with bitterness when... My lips were forcibly occupied. His kiss, not the least bit gentle or sensual, smashed into my lips and absorbed my tongue. Violently, as if trying to fight against unwanted feelings. It was a confused, bitter kiss. Let go. No! My chest was filled with such pain that it took my breath away. I definitely did want it to happen this way. I slapped his cheek, bites him. He's like, "Skirt, we have our hands, use them." Slap that cheek. I reflectively raised my hand and slapped his cheek. He looked at me dumbfounded. His muddy eyes finally took a good look at me. But, forgive me, Kaze. Utsusemi hung his head and hid his face from me. There was regret in his faintly trembling voice. What have I done? Apologize all you want, but I still don't understand. What's happened to you while I was away? Simi took a step back and straightened my disheveled collar. After a few seconds, I did something that hurt you just because of my inexperience. I'm truly sorry. He looked directly at me. Not a trace of cloudiness was left in his expression, but hidden inside his usual purity was also confusion and hesitation. If you're really sorry, then please explain. Tell me what happened that night with Yoko and why you acted like that towards me. Yeah, you better explain yourself. I want to know what the hell's going on. Semi listened to my words and nodded. Then, after a moment, he slowly began to speak. I believe you have heard the rumor about me from Ohgiya. The one about Utsusemi. Yes, the truth is, several days before that banquet, Yoko brought two people who she said were my parents to Ohgiya from the mainland. She did? I remembered when she had shown up at the store that day. Yes, I thought about staying longer, but I have all sorts of concerns. Let me gonna tell you, I'm like, this is kind of inconvenient, isn't it? I thought she'd been acting strange. Had that been a hint to what was to come? So the rumor is true. You really are the heir to a restaurant on the mainland. Utsusemi? Yes, it is as you've heard. And what about your parents? My parents? This is also sudden. I can't even believe what's happening. If this is my true identity, they want me to take a wife and inherit the restaurant. A wife? Wow, but who would that be? My vision grew blurry. What he said next was even more unbelievable. Yoko. Are you serious? Yes. She's from a prestigious family on the mainland who've had long ties with Utsusemi. Wait a minute. This is too sudden for me. I can't keep up. He was going to marry Yoko? Not with a vow that was only a vow in the pleasure quarters, but marry her for real? So, does that mean you love... No! How could I? I don't love her at all. Rather, this has made me realize my own feelings for the first time. Utsusemi, then please, tell me, the one who you love, the The one who has stolen my heart. Our eyes locked for a moment that felt like forever. Utsusemi narrowed his eyes as if dazzled by a bright light. But there was also anguish in his expression. It's you, Kaze. There's no other woman I love besides you. His hand strongly shook my shoulders. Utsusemi, he loves me? Are you telling the truth? Why would I lie to you now, of all times? You always have been a little wary of me, though, haven't you? Well, I only come to the Pleasure District for the sake of the Kitsune family, so that's why. That's why I can't be sure if this feeling burning in my chest is love, and yet to think I so easily lose myself to the man before me. He grasped my collar so tightly, his hands turned white. I'm a courtesan of Ohgiya. I know that painfully well. That's why, even if I love him, this man can never be mine alone. This is the first time I felt like this. Nothing Gakuto's taught me about charming women has any meaning when it comes to you. Oh, you're blushing. It's like I was always the one at the mercy of my emotions, rather than you. You were? His words were unbelievable. But what if this is another one of the tricks a courtesan has to fool women? Yes, it was happening again. I couldn't get Yoko's words from that night out of my head. The trickery and cheating of love in the Pleasure District. Now that I've heard it said out loud, I'm scared to trust in his words. I'm such a fool. Utsusemi spoke laughingly and took a deep breath. Maybe that's why I went so far as to use this exotic, magical scent. You mean this incense? It's an aphrodisiac that's meant to confound women. I'm so sorry. I can only apologize. Why do you even have something like that? Yoko left it here. She said if I used it, I could intoxicate women with pleasure, just like Gakuto. Wow, I can't believe her giving something like that to you. But regardless of what I got it, for me to stoop so low as to use something like this? Gakuto would be disgusted if he knew. So he closed his mouth and the room was filled with silence. We stayed sitting together, facing each other. Simi's gaze looked far away, but after a while... Kaze? Yes? To my surprise, Utsusemi put his arm around my shoulders. But this embrace had none of his previous violence. It was comfortable, the weight of his body resting against mine. Utsusemi? I timidly put my arms around him. My heart beat quickly. But still, the weight of him pressing against me made my heart hurt. There's no way I can go live on the mainland now. After all this time. That's not true. I'm sure it'll be okay once you got used to it. Utsusemi silently shook his head and continued. But everyone is ecstatic, happy for me. I don't know where I heard it, but people are talking about Gakuto too, saying he spent a lot of money on a fake dagger with my name. Isn't that something to be happy about? It's proof they really care about you, isn't it? That's exactly what's making me feel all the worse. How can I be the only one to take advantage of this happiness before me? To leave everything and everyone and go off all by myself? I don't want that. I was swept away by the sorrow in his murmurings. Something told me I had to keep holding on to his strong back. I hadn't known anything at all, the kindness hidden beneath his cheerful exterior, or the conflicting emotions from the burden he was carrying. Kaze, he spoke my name in a clear voice. Could it be that I'm the only one who knows what's really in his heart? With that thought, my heart pulsed as if struck by lightning. It's because I love this man that I want to hold him in my arms. It's why I don't want to give him to another woman, and why I want him to look at me alone. Utsusemi. Kaze. I'll hold on to him forever and never let go. I can no longer lie. This feeling is surely real. This feeling is undoubtedly love. Wow. That was one intense episode. I'm not. That was. Yeah, I was like, wow. But damn you, Yoko. Really? Did anyone see that coming? Like, really? See her being that conniving, bitchy girl? She's mean. I don't like her now. Alright then. Well, I'll see you guys in chapter 7. Let me know what you thought of the episode in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. In the links down below, you can, comments below. In the links below, though, you can find the Discord channel where I hang out a lot. Come chat, hang out. Check out Game List if you want to see like episodes ahead of time. And yeah, you can also check me out on my Twitch and Hitbox, and I don't think I've added Beam on there yet, but I need to. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye, Kaze out.